Veganish.
Serving food. Bring your own food, because 9 times out of 10 people are going to not have something that you're looking for. And if you live in like an area like we live in, a food desert, we can't just leave and walk around and like go to a restaurant, because there are no restaurants around us that have the food that we're looking for. And it's a desert, so you have to like get in your car. We're not able to leave. Like when you're at events, you're pretty much stuck in the area of where you're vending at. So whatever is around you, most like we said, is like home baked goods, cookies, a lot of sweets, a lot of junk food. So like bring your food so that you can survive.
Oh, so hey friends, we're always creating content. This is Market Talks with Lamont and India. Right now, since India's eating, and we just came up with a topic about foods. So what do you think about making? Now, I can start with the fact that I want to make some stuffed peppers. You ever make stuffed peppers? They're awesome. And they're plant-based, so they're good for you, right? You put the little vegan cheese, put a little bit of rice with some pasta sauce, blend it all together, put it inside the pepper, put it in the oven. Then we take it out the oven, you cut it in half. Oh my goodness, I'm thinking about it right now. But that's what I want for dinner today. Hopefully that made you a little hungry and gave you something plant-based that you can eat, right? What would you eat? Or what were you thinking about? I just cut you off. Plantain lasagna. Holy smokes, that stuff is awesome. If you've never had that before, it's lasagna, but they replace all the noodles and they put plantains cut very thinly as the layer divider between the plant-based meat and the vegetables and the sauce and the cheese in between each layer. But it is good. You can make it with noodles. I have, right? I'm a little greedy, right? So I've made it with the bottom layer noodles, and I put the little plantains in between and on top, and I still separated one layer with noodles. So basically I had like a layer with meat and plantains on top, then I put the noodles on top, the barrier, and then I did it again. But I've also made it with just plantains. We did like double that day when we made it. I wonder if we have a video or some picture for that. Maybe if you see me insert that in here, then you know I found the recording. If not, then you just hear me talk about it. Maybe we'll make it again when we get inside of a kitchen. But we got a lot of things planned, food-wise. We plan on going into the Veg Fest that's coming up in August. We plan on getting into a kitchen, whichever kitchen it may be, and just starting to produce mass quantities of our sauce and starting to actually package and make meals so that we can start delivering during the afternoon time. And then we have a food truck. I don't know if India brought that up in the last episode, but we have a food truck. So with that, right, we're coming with food. But, you know, at the market, while we're at the market, we're talking about food. If you're at the market, please bring food, especially if you're a food vendor, you know, or you're going to be hungry, right? I said if you're a food vendor. And that's what I'm thinking too. Like, we don't really even think about it. So we bring food because we're plant-based. But, so there's not always something to always eat. So we're selling sauce, and a lot of people are like, oh, you sell sauce, you should automatically have food. Yeah. But, well, how you doing? All right. But with the sauce, we don't want to take from the flavor and the taste of the sauce. So what we're doing is just giving you sauce on, if you've never seen one of these, eco tester. All right, these are awesome. It's a little spoon that, and when we first got in the game, we learned about this. But this has helped us because now we don't buy chips and we don't buy vegetables and stuff like that we just put in there. We get one of these. You know, it has a little bendy thing. You touch the back part of it. You dip it into the thing. You let people taste it. It's like a little spoon. It's perfect. And you throw it away. It's eco-friendly. Right?
It's good for us because it lets people taste the sauce, and then they refer back to us about what they would put it on.
Right.
We notice when we would bring chips or other things for people to taste the sauce with, they're more so focused on how it tastes on the chip, or focused on whatever it was, a noodle or something,
right,
instead of not focusing on the sauce. So we kind of refrain from that, and we get so much better feedback just by letting them use the disposable spoon.
Absolutely.
And 9 out of 10 people always buy the sauce after they.
Absolutely. Those numbers are true to fact, right? Even today, about 9 people have came, well, 10, and 1 person didn't buy the sauce. I would say 2, but one of the 2 people, 1 person bought it, the other person just walked away, didn't say anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, is there something wrong with our sauce? Like, but we don't always get feedback, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm bringing up about food. That's why I'm trying to keep the topic on food, because what it is everybody doesn't bring food to these vending events, and then you get hungry. And now with sauce, you need something to dip it in, right? And then with snacks, they're good, but it's a snack, and then you don't want to overindulge. So like, if you can bring something to snack on, that's good. If you are a food vendor, make sure that you either have your cold stuff on ice, have a heat and warmer, like a food box, a carrier, or you have the why can't I think of what they call with the fire thing you put it inside of it? Why can't I think of the name of the
Fire thing?
The container. You're supposed to be. You can't just be playing guess the game with me on this. It's a technical term is what I'm trying to think of. I can describe it, and for the sake of what's going on, I'm going to describe it. So it's where you take your plastic, your aluminum foil pans, and you put them inside of it. I want to say it's like a chauffeur rack or a chauffeur rack, and then you put your little heat. Yep, you put your little heat.
I don't know what they're called.
Right. Yes, of course I know what you know what I'm talking about. I needed you for them to come up with the name, like, bam, this is the name of it. But
where's my series?
Where's your series? In my back pocket. You want the phone? You want the phone? Here goes your Siri. But yeah, so you need that. I think it is a chauffeur rack though. I could be saying it wrong, slight enunciation off, but you know, the rack that keeps the food warm. You put the little aluminum foil thing on top of it. It has a little fire burning at the bottom. You want to have a separate table, not your front table, because if you don't know about health and safety, you either want to have like a splash guard up if you have one of those, a chafing dish. Thank you very much for the proper enunciation. We needed that because we were sounding crazy for a second. Like, what are they talking about? Yeah, so a chafing dish with the warmers underneath. Those usually last from 4 hours. You can get a 2-hour one. They sell them at dollar stores, so you can't even act like they cost a lot. Like, there's so many different places you can go get those things from. You just gotta look at the time length. If it's a 2-hour one, then obviously you're doing a 4-hour, 6-hour event, then that's not what you want to use, or you're gonna have to replace them. They get hot. And a fire extinguisher. So when you got anything fire, you want to keep a fire extinguisher around. Gloves. Well, you're gonna have gloves.
Are a big one. And you need sanitizer nowadays.
Sanitizer before and after.
You want to have a dish with water so that when your spoons, after you're done spooning, you can put them in there. So every time you got a clean spoon in there, you're not serving anybody with like leftovers stuck on booty stuff.
Can you tell we've catered a few events, huh? Yes. So yeah, you definitely need that. Some type of water source is always good. Napkins. Yes, I was getting ready to go into that. You want to have a roll or two of some paper towels and napkins. Wet wipes. Wet wipes are awesome. Can't go wrong with that. Yes, bags to go. Utensils are key. Some places don't even have business cards. Absolutely. How you doing? You ever had everything sauce? You want to try some? Here, you finish. It's not super spicy at all.
Not super spicy. All right, so we have someone over at the booth getting a taste of the sauce. But yeah, that's basically the ins and out of when you're at an event and what you need to bring for if you're serving food, if you're not serving food. Bring your own food, because 9 times out of 10 people are going to not have something that you're looking for. And if you live in like an area like we live in a food desert, we can't just leave and walk around and like go to a restaurant, because there are no restaurants around us that have the food that we're looking for. And it's a desert, so you have to like get in your car. We're not able to leave. Like when you're at events, you're pretty much stuck in the area of where you're vending at. So whatever is around you, most like we said, is like home baked goods, cookies, a lot of sweets, a lot of junk food. So like bring your food so that you can survive through the time. You know, a lot of times events are long. You might be there 6 hours, 8 hours, even 10 hours. So make sure you bring food and bring plenty of water. So we bring our big jugs of water so that we can survive throughout the day, so we're not tempted to like buy sodas or juices. We don't even drink sodas or juices, but that's just a tip for anybody else. You want to drink your water, get your intake in, keep your skin nice and clear and clean, and then you don't have to be like buying a $3-4 bottle of water. So those are our tips. Stay tuned for the next market talk every Friday. We're talking at the market from 11 to 4. And until then, stay tuned and be sure to grab your bottles of Everything Sauce at everythingsauce.com. That's everything with an A, not an I. We put the A in Everything Sauce because it's awesome sauce and it's America's new favorite condiment. So until then, stay positive on the journey.
Yes! This is the best sauce ever. I am so excited to see you here. I've been waiting all year to get this sauce. I don't have to wait any longer. Yes! Come get your Everything Sauce.